If I can get a sound check just to make sure today's sound is hopefully a lot better than yesterday's. And if you can give me just to let me know. Sound is not clear. Okay. Let me unplug this thing and plug it back in. Give me 2 seconds. Check the settings also. Make sure it's pointing to the right mic. Okay, I see why. It's pointing to the wrong mic. Hold on. All right, I just switched it to the right mic. Hopefully, you guys can hear me better now. Let me know. Okay, yeah, sorry. It was for whatever reason, Discord had me switch to my webcam mic and not the snowball. Okay. All righty. So now we got that settled. All right, IWM is all right. So now we got that. We moved that out of the way so I can see everything. Okay, so IWM is fading down into almost into um July 9th's profile or in July 9th's profile, but closer to the distribution, which I got roughly, and this is a rough one, 222.73 down to 222 right. 222 73 to 222 29. Well, I'm home now today. I flew back yesterday. So I don't know if I can blame it on them. Um, but so we're fading down hard into an area where other participants bought, and they bought hard from this area, roughly in that 222.73 area. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for some aggressive selling getting absorbed by passive buyers. If I go to the books, there was already a passive buyer indicated and already executed. So, and a couple of things I want to see. I want to see us aggressively sell first, and that's kind of happening now, and it's getting gobbled up by some passive buyers. So that's a good sign. And then I want to see some the sellers actually get stopped out, and it's kind of happening at the moment. So I have 224 calls and 223 calls with 20 seconds to cash. Um, I'm going to switch to the 224s because we're in 223 right now. But again, I want to see some kind of fall first. If it doesn't fall first, it'll be hard to catch it. All right, the market is opening now. All right, that's that aggressive selling. $55 per contract on 224s. All right, it's going. I'm entering here. 224 calls. That's a massive amount of buying at $55 per contract. Yeah, they're going. Yep. That's what I wanted to see. And the sellers are giving up. That's a quick one. All right, update TOS. That should be 65. If TOS updates, we should see that. Okay, there we go. They finally updated. I got my first TP, 65. Moved my stop to 57. So stops are getting hit, and then it looks like there's a seller trying to come into it. So that may be it. That may be it. Let's see. So 57. Yep, and that's it. That's all I wrote. Okay. 55 to 65. And then I got stopped out at 57. There's a massive amount of selling still getting hit too. So let's see if they it was a iceberg sell that was detected, but only three was executed. It didn't update. Still shows our dot. Oh, yeah, that was before cash open. Let me move this over. So yeah, that's the end of my day. That was pretty damn quick. Yeah, for it to show $1.26, that was at cash open. That was before cash open, those numbers. Oh man. Looking at the books. Yeah, there's still sell stops are still getting hit. So let's see if it continues higher. The current high is 223.54. Current low is 222.99. 67. Yeah. That was just in cash. Mike, 58 to 66 fire. So you caught that couple dollars more than me, but awesome. That's not bad. George Jefferson, 59 to 56. Is that a typo? Is that real? Why out only a couple dollars? I'm a little confused on that one. Bad trader 58 to 65 fire. Okay, let me actually fire you guys up. Hey George, can you elaborate a little bit? Did you mean to stop out at 56? Because it looks like 67 was the you could have got at least to there. And I don't know what your pay range is. You know how your brackets are set up. Yeah, so right before cash open, we started to see that aggressive selling coming into passive buyers, and it just took off from there, right at the extreme low of last session. And they're taking everything now. So yeah, let's see. Texas, yeah. First update was saw at 67. Yeah, something's going on with your TOS. It's been what? It's been the third day, I think. You mentioned something not updating with TOS. All right, TC 59 to 62 is screwed up on the bracket order, but green is green. Yeah, for sure. I should think my trade yesterday, I got the wrong contract. I should have I should have made profit yesterday, but picking the wrong contract screwed me over. So mistakes happen. You will not be perfect in this game. Yeah, reach out to them and see what's going on because that, for me, 3 days in a row is insane. All right. So we only had a few people take the trade today, or just a few people pointing out their results. All right. So big dump right now. Let's see. Again, massive amount of selling is coming to passive buyers to see when they start to potentially buy up again. But it looks like, yeah, only a few. Okay. Only a few people. I wanted to say something before people jump off. Next week I will not be trading at all. Today is my first day back home from a business trip, and then next week I'm going to on vacation with the fam. So I'm gonna take a much needed week off away from charts and numbers. So I will not be trading at all next week, all of next week. All right, and I'll put that on general chat too. But I need some much needed time away from charts, especially from the week I've had with trading has not been the best. So ended this week on a positive green. It seems like that's been the narrative for the last few weeks for me. Not the best weeks, but still positive, so I can't be too mad about it, but I think I need some time away from it, and this is the perfect time. Just kind of take a breather. Works out, you'll be on vacation. See, perfect, perfect. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta step away. I've been rocking for 7 months straight. Couple days here and there off, but I need some time away. Absolutely, absolutely, Texas shutting. Like I said, I've been going hard for 7 months with no real break. I'm not going to even look at charts next week. I'm not even going to look at the news as far as the markets next week. I don't want nothing to do with it. All right, that is it. A little half a goal this week, and it's still aggressive selling too, and passive buyers are still taking those aggressive selling. On the book side though, yep, see, there's massive selling here. I'm sorry, massive buying. Uh, as aggressive sellers are coming down to it. I'm very interested to see maybe because there's a massive amount of selling. I would not. I mean, what's the current high is what 223.54. I wouldn't be surprised if we flip green again. This morning when I looked at CNBC to see where futures were, it was I think the Dow was down 200 points. But then when I looked at the chart, I was like, "Ooh, they're aggressively selling into where passive buyers were. This could be an opportunity to buy." Now we don't buy on this Discord a lot, but this could be an opportunity to flip the script. And then seeing what happened closer to cash open, that just gave me the confidence to buy. I wish we were buying more, but I gotta go with what the charts are telling me. And we don't do that a lot here. And that could change next year. Next year can be all buying and no and not much selling. It's just direction. Let's see. Bouncing off value area low yesterday. Yeah. Yep. You said value area low of what the ninth? Because that's the value area high. Oh, profile. I got you. Okay. I'm sorry. I missed the VP. Let me put that on my chart because I don't even really use that. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yep, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yep, good eye. Yep. Yeah, it tells a story. Volume profile tells a story of interest. All right. So the lower the value, obviously, there's not a lot of interest, or what my mentor says is time frame traders. Right. So you low volume is one time frame trader, and the more volume is different time frames. So 2 time frames, 3 time frames. So and time frames are the 30 minutes, right? A period to M period. Um, I I use it just to kind of what's the word? I use it to kind of confirm distributions. Um, but I don't use it more than that. But we find it helpful by all means. I like to use market profile with, and I like to split it because that shows me absorption as well. All right, looks like that is the end of the day. Um, all right, I'll see you all in a week. Have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend. Let's see, add some confluence on the way. Yeah, yep, I believe that. I'm with you on that. Texas Jetting. Yep. It helps tell the story. I will not argue with you on that one. It does help. See, this like aggressive selling into this area of buying. I would not be surprised if we see some buying in here because of this aggressive selling. And that's kind of what you want to see. Even though I'm not going to trade it again, I will be interested in seeing what happens. All right, everyone. Let me move over to here. All right, I see TC, I see you texting, so I'll stick around for that. After that, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all in a week. And we'll post this video. Oh, thank you. Yep. Shit, yeah. Yeah, I'll post this video before I officially go on leave or vacation. So look out for that. And look, there they are right there. Aggressive selling starting to get ate up again. So this time, if you were to get into it, it would be 223 calls because we're in 222s, and that's how the calls work. I'll move this over real quick. See, look at grass. Oh, let me move that up so I can see that better. So, yep, they're getting stopped out. Uh, uh, uh. Yep, buyers are starting to look like they're trying to pull it. I would love to see some absorption, if I can say the word, absorption first. Look at it aggressively selling in there. It's only a matter of time before buyers step into that. Unless we caught it first, and that was it. And that may be the case because they did. Let's see if I go back in time, and for those who will view this video, you'll see. Okay, oh, looks like they did it already. It's 655. Aggressively sold into it and then passively bought it. So they may not do it again. As I say that, they're trying it. Oh, yep, there's a big buyer too. So it's a passive seller sitting there. 223 calls. If I was to get into it, which I'm not, $53 per contract. Let's see what happens here. Before I jump off this thing, watch it together. And then there, okay, there's more sellers on the books though, but that's because they're aggressively selling. There's a passive buyer just sitting on the books, gobbling some of these sell orders. And you guys don't have to stick around. I'm gonna post this whole thing. I'm just curious to see what happens if you want to drop off. Um, but this stuff interests me a lot. I love the market, being able to see what happens. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. The more you study it, the more you get to understand what's happening. It's like the Kobe, the Mamba mentality. You practice, I think what do you say? You practice from 6 to 8, go home, let your body rest. Then you go back to it from 11 to 12, eat lunch, let your body rest, and then you come back at it from 6 to 9 or 6 to 8. That's 3 times a day that you're practicing. You're light years ahead of other people that just watch the market for a little bit of time and then think they learn it from there. I'll tell you, when I'm not trading, I do look at my phone to see where we are. So I'm looking at it all the time. And it still look like buyers are trying to gobble up these sellers here. There's in the area where buyers bought before, but then again, they did that at pre-market too. So they are aggressively selling down into the area. And that is getting close to the bottom of that distribution. But my distribution was kind of small. I did 222.72 down to 222.24. Pretty small area. I didn't cover everything. But it's looking at the moment like these aggressive selling is starting to get ate up by some passive buyers. 223, if I was to play it, I would be looking at the 223 calls. Currently going for $52 per contract. Very, very interesting. Still, they're gobbling them up. It looks like there's some exhaustion happening too. Some seller exhaustion, if I'm saying the word right. Mm. Let's see. They are starting to, okay, now they're aggressively selling again. Standard deviation one on the buy side. It's only a matter of time for these buyers step in, seeing that this thing going on sale. And there's no real news as a catalyst to drop it either. All right, just while this is happening, let me double check some things. TOS has been having issues for a few people. Definitely was a little slow to update for me. So I see they're gobbling up those buyers again. Yesterday's value low, 220, 221.85. Yesterday's value low? Because we're out of the profile of yesterday. We're in the profile of the ninth. Unless you're talking about the ninth. Yeah, you're talking about the ninth. 221s. Yeah. What just happened? What in the world TOS did? Okay. All right, so they're gobbling up those orders again. I guess that's some alerts set. Yeah, yeah, no problem. Yeah, the ninth. See, they're still gobbling up those orders. Look at that. They're gonna get the last little bit. Right at the bottom of that, there was nothing, no transactions recorded. 223 calls. If I was to do this, it would be right now. Look at that. Look at how they're gobbling it up. That's $52 per contract. Oh, look, see, they're starting to passive, aggressive selling come into passive buyers. What did I say, 53? I'm not playing it, but I'm just looking to see what was going on. So they're pass. Okay, so there's some selling absorption. That's on the book map. They can go higher than 222.66, which you just did. Now it's 222.70, 222.71. So they keep making a newer high on this 5 minute rotation. Let's see if they push it higher. So aggressive selling coming into passive buyers. There you go. Right at the deviation mark. Well, that's not TOS. See, TOS is definitely funky because I got a lot of alerts that unless I don't remember making these alerts, a lot of I'm getting a lot of notifications on here. So I don't remember the last time I actually they go to buyers there. Last time I created an alert though. So what did I say? 50, 53. So right now it's 61. I think that's what I said. 53 would have been an entry. So that would have been cash money right there. Aggressive seller coming into passive buyers and they bought. Doesn't mean they're gonna buy a lot or they're gonna flip the market, but that's where buyers were sitting. So on the book map side, we're seeing there's a lot of there was a iceberg that was not only detected but it was also traded, and then there was an exhaustion or absorption indicator triggered, and then we see some buyers pop in there. So it was short-lived, looks like it, but there was buyers there nevertheless. And you see if they aggressively try to do it again, what happens? Because they're aggressively trying to sell into it again, and if the buyers gobble up these, then we know what the direction is going to be. Current low is 222.23. If they don't make a new low and they continue to gobble up these sellers more aggressively, there's another alert. I think it's not just you, Texas Yeti. It's me as well with TOS because my alerts thing is going off, and I don't remember ever creating an alert on here. So I think it's throughout the platform. All right, so they're aggressively selling again. See, and they're gobbling up those sell orders and more activity at the bottom of those candles. You're a good company. I don't like that it's messing up. My guy. Appreciate it, Will. Just got your text. Oh, you jumped off. But appreciate that. Hmm, I want to see if we continue higher. Because again, they're aggressively selling, but they're passive buyers are just sitting there gobbling up those orders. Let's see what happens. And then I'll jump off once I see. All right, man. Have a great one, Texas Jetty. You can take over next week if you want. All right. Peace out. All right, I'm gonna stick on because I still want to see what happened. It's good that I'm recording it because I want to see what happens with this. So there's still, you can see here, right? Here's aggressive selling. And like I said, this is recorded and I will post it. So there's aggressive selling 3 candles down. And it's aggressively coming into an area where buyers bought last time. And they're just sitting there, aggressively selling. All right. So if I look at the books, move this out of the way. See, look, there's absorption happening. So sellers are being absorbed. There's a bigger player iceberg that was not only detected, but executed. So now we just want to see if they're going to continue to gobble up those sell orders, and it's looking like they are, right? And you can see, and I have my um, visual kind of grayed out a little bit, or I forgot what it's called, but I don't have it up like this, right? I like to see the actual orders happening first, and then have it in the background. So again, this is recorded, so you'll see what I'm talking about when I post it. But you can see the imbalance now is shifting to the buyer side versus the sell. So that's telling me they are starting to gobble up these sell orders. And what did I say? 53 was an entry. It had just got 63, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Or did it get 61? I can't remember. Because I'm not playing it, I didn't write it down. See, there's a skew of buyers, right? The imbalance is on the buyer side now versus the sell side on the books. So all this aggressive selling has come up to a passive buyer here, a bigger passive buyer. And now you can see the skew is starting to favor the buyers now. And it may not flip the market. Look at that, they're trying to come in. They're trying to come in now. It may not flip the market, but you can see who's starting to take control. So I said 53 was an entry if I was to play it. It is now at 62. Been at least 63 now, so that would have been $10 right there in profit. Right up in there. Right there. And these little lines I got on TOS, they're not I need to take them off. It's called liquidity map, heat map. I was trying to test it. It's accurate, but it comes in after the fact. So some of them stay before, like this is staying. This came in after. So now something to make trades off. I just wanted to test to see what happened. But you see the buyers now aggressively selling into an area where we put in pre-market notes right there, aggressively doing it. Phew, now they're eating all those sellers and now they're buying up despite selling activity, right? And then look at this. Let me make it a little bigger. I mean, visible here. See, now the skew is on the buyer side, right? The imbalance now is buyers imbalance now, just off the map. And now they're really buying it now. So good to see. I love this stuff, man. I can watch this stuff all day. All right, that's the end of me. I'm done talking. Again, I will not be trading tomorrow. Sorry, next week, as I will be taking a full vacation away from this stuff. Do not hesitate to ask questions. A lot of you guys send me private messages to ask questions. I love it. I can talk about it all day. So continue to do that. But I will be on vacation, so I may not answer them right away, but I will answer them. And oh, look, the buyers, look at them. Now they came in. Again, aggressive sellers coming into a passive buyer, just eating all that up. All right. Anyway, have a great rest of your Friday and a great weekend. And I'll talk to you all in a week. All right. Bye.